Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a 2023 superhero film written and directed by James Gunn. It stars our usual cast with a few supporting and new characters. And like I said before, it's the third installment of the Guardians franchise. Listen, I want to say, first of all, happy Star Wars Day, and may the 4th be with you. As you can see, I got my Grogu hat on. I know like y'all like to call him Baby Yoda, and I also got my Mandalorian pants on. This is actually a whole outfit. So PrayForBuffalo.com is my brand. If you want a shirt, you can go to PrayForBuffalo.com. Every Friday I give away 5 free shirts. If you want to be interested or in the drawing, all you have to do is go to PrayForBuffalo.com, subscribe with your email at the bottom, and you'll get an email stating that you won. And all you got to do is follow the directions afterwards, and you can get you a free shirt. Let's get into this. There was a lot of anticipation for this movie, being as though Marvel's kind of been in a little rut. People didn't know what they expect, you know. Every Marvel movie I've seen, from Iron Man up until, I would say, Endgame, I've saw more than once, multiple times, up to 5 times some movies. This particular last phase, in the beginning of this phase, I've only seen the movies one time. TV shows, same thing, just watch one time. Good, not exceptional. So a lot of people were wondering, like, what's going on with Marvel? They need to find their footing, yada yada, what's going on here, this, that. Let me tell you, you can rest assured the Guardians have come in the 4th quarter and saved the day. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect with this. I heard a lot of good things. I heard some bad things. My advice to you is just go watch it. It's going to be a non-spoiler. I do want to do a spoiler review. I love this movie, man. I thought this was a very, very well put together movie. I like the villains. I like original cast. The humor was on point. It wasn't too much or over the top. I like the storyline. There were stakes at risk. It was done very well. You know, the movie revolves around them trying to save a cast member of the team that we all know and love. And in the process of trying to save that particular team member, obstacles get in the way. You get a couple of flashbacks, as we know from the trailer, of Rocket and how he came to be. And let me tell you, those moments were touching. And being as somebody who has watched the Guardians of the Galaxy TV show, where they kind of delve into his background, where you know that particular character that were mentioned are just part of the lore of Rocket. So it was good seeing the backstory, and it was good seeing the camaraderie of the team and seeing what they would do to support that character that's needed saving in the movie. It did have its flaws as well, particularly Adam Warlock. To me, I feel like he was a wasted opportunity. I feel like they could have did something better, instead of just making him kind of like a plot device in the movie. Especially if you played the Guardians of the Galaxy video game. That should be a movie. That right there sometimes I don't understand why they don't take animated movies and just make them to live action, because storylines be so much better. But the way they introduced him into that series and how he was, I was like, okay, this is cool. What Marvel tends to do with a lot of characters that are supposed to be powerful is they don't make them OP, or they make them basic to where they're not nearly as powerful as they are in the comic books. And I'm like, well, he getting beat up by this person? Like, how? You know what I mean? Like, that person shouldn't even faze him, you know? But I get it. It was a way for them to introduce the character without getting too involved. I guess they wanted to go a different direction in order to make the stakes high for this other particular character. It wouldn't have made sense, so I get it. But I feel like Adam Warlock he could have been the main villain if it was done correctly. That was one of the main flaws I did have in this movie. Gamora at times too was getting on my nerve. As we know, this is a different reiteration of her. So it's not the Gamora that we know and love. Some of the decisions, I was just like, yo, what are you doing? Drax and Mantis always are a standout since that Christmas special. This is like my favorite duo. I just think they play off each other really well. Mantis has become one of my favorite characters in the Guardians group. So I think that was dope. We also get some supporting characters that were in previous movies. They're kind of front and center. You know, they're at the table playing cards, and you're like, oh, that's the character from such and such, or this such and such. Or if you're a real comic book fan, you'll see particular characters, and you're like, oh, okay. Or you'll see characters from Volume 1. And that was another thing I love that they did. They took stuff from the other movies, more specifically the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and they brought them back, and you know, just as kind of Easter eggs and just kind of remembering this team and whatnot. All in all, you know, I rate everything with microphones. I have to rate, out of 5 mics, I'm going to rate Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 4 mics. I thought this movie was exceptional. I don't think it was a classic. I thought it was very good, though. I think it's the best Marvel movie they've released thus far out of the last slate after Endgame. I'm going to say that. Maybe not. I don't know. I would have to go down the line. Maybe not after Endgame. Maybe it might have been something else after Endgame. There are 2 end credit scenes. If you didn't see those, make sure you watch those. I'll talk about those in the spoiler review as well. Pretty funny. And then we do get the new lineup of the Guardians of the Galaxy in one of those end credit scenes. So our particular fraction of leaders is different, and it's a different team. But, you know, we'll get into it, like I said. Post your comments below. I want to know what you guys thought about this movie. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm almost at 3,000 subs. Please work with me. Thank you. Peace.